Hi, I'm all out of fucks to give. Here we are on Sprout. I know, we're fully in November. It's kooky, quirky, and crazy. The fuck box is empty. Actually, it always was. I mean, I am asexual. But I'm so much happier. As you can see, we're getting somewhere. Like, the island is finally looking like an island. Like, people could actually live here. Like, this is livable. You know, look at what I've done. Look at all these beautiful autumn trees. I'm finally living my autumn dreams. I mean, look at this. We have a sandy pass through the forest and a very brightly red cat with an orange soda, but that is not part of the decor. So yeah, long story short, this is the start of my I don't give a fuck core. I am officially introducing my brand new core for this island, which is IDGAF-core. I do not give any, okay? If you're confused about what IDGAF-core means, well, it just depends on you and your version of not giving a fuck, you know? In this case, yeah, you could say it's like autumn, but it's not really just strictly autumn core because we're not going just fully autumn, and it's not strictly like farm core or Japanese core or town core. It's just whatever I feel like doing, whatever items I feel like using in the moment. Molly, shut the fuck up. You ain't going nowhere. Oh my god. You think you can trust a person. But yeah, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to use. You know, for me right now, this is the vibe. This is how I don't give a fuck core is looking for me at the moment. I'm sorry I'm saying the F-U-C-K word a lot in this video, but that's kind of the point. I mean, saying it isn't the point, but like, you know what I mean. So yeah, we're mixing a little bamboo, a little pine trees, a little bit of the hardwood trees, you know, we're doing some sandy roads, we're doing some trash and junk, which I will always love. And as you can see, we're only just starting to fully decorate. This is all just blank emptiness, but soon it will be part of our IDGAF core agenda. And what could IDGAF core mean for you? I mean, it can mean whatever you want, besties. Do you want to do fairy core but like in space? Then maybe that's your IDGAF core. Maybe we should have fairies on the moon. Who knows? I think I'm gonna go do some mushroom gathering, because why not? There's mushrooms and maple leaves. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I really did used to be in December for my desert islands, and see, that's where my problem started. Was I had 2 successful, really awesome possum desert islands that I loved, and I'm like, I'm a desert core queen, but I've got to stop eventually. Like, I've eventually got to do something different. And I tried to be too different, you know? Like, I tried to go fully into winter first, back on socks, and then I tried to go spring core on socks, and then I deleted socks, and then I came here and I tried to do like this very green, very solar punk thing. And oh my god, there's my wifey. She looks so hot as always. And she's so true. She's so right for that. There are things you want to do and have to do, but don't forget to do nothing. So yeah, like the green, the spring, the winter, none of that worked for me, and I started to lose hope and give up and think, am I really only good for deserts? You know, I mean, that's great. I love it. I could be happy doing desert islands for the rest of my life. But is that really my fate, you know? And then I realized I just need this delicious grass. Again, I need the warm colored trees, the mushrooms, the pumpkins, the weeds, the fall freaking weeds and their fall weed glory. This is a hot mess because I tore down this area. Like, please, let's not look at this. Actually, I need to replace these really green codes. They're beautiful and stunning, but they no longer make sense here, unfortunately. I can't believe free mushrooms just spawn on your island. See, I've never really like played in November before, at least not for long. Not long enough to really enjoy and appreciate the free mushrooms. I say as if I don't get bunches of free mushrooms on treasure islands, but you know, it's nice to get the homegrown ones too if you can. I love how the mushrooms also spawn next to trees that have been cut down, next to stumps. That's very cute. Like, I didn't put that there. Oh my god, Maggie. When will you stop wearing that? And look at this girl who does not. Hot magenta just is not the right color for autumn, so you're gonna have to go eventually. I mean, we been knew that, but like, look, she's got those like sexy lazy eyes, you know, those like sleepy lazy sexy eyes. That's so great for her. Anyway, yeah, so instead of doing the total brown first 10 days of December grass that I'm used to. We're doing the golden November grass, and we're using these beautiful brightly colored trees, and we're using pine trees, and we're using freaking bamboo, because the only time bamboo is valid in my book is when it's starting to turn this weird color in the fall. Like the bright green bamboo is pretty in theory, but it makes me angry. I like this kind better. Molly, stop thinking, you're not going anywhere. And the hedges. You can't see them much, but the hedges look so much better in the fall as well. Everything looks better in the fall, y'all. I mean, look at the plaza. Even it looks better. As you can see, this area is ready to be decorated. It's just not yet. Like, we just need the details. I need to get rid of this green thing. It's very green. That's from past me. Didn't know what she was doing, but it's fine. Current me will figure it out. But we are going to have some fall aspects in the builds. You know, I mean, we already got mushrooms, acorns. There will be leaf piles for days in this island, and there will be pumpkins too. But so it's gonna have some fall aspects, but it won't be totally fall. You know, there's gonna be more to it, more IDGAF-core to it. So let's go see what Kyle's doing. He's cooking some crumbs, you know, in a skillet. There's just there's just fully some crumbs in this skillet. Buddy, what do you got there? I love how with the villagers when they're cooking, you know, you can walk up to them and they're sizzling crumbs in their little skillet, and you can be like, what do you got there? And they'll just fully be like, a smoothie. And it really is a smoothie. Like, they'll just be cooking a smoothie in a skillet. Or look at him, he realized how or a salad. They even make their salads in the skillets. It's so stupid. I really think that they should have been like mixing stuff in a bowl instead of tossing hot crumbs in a skillet. Like, come on, Nintendo, this is so stupid. It works if they're like making a food that really does go in a skillet, but a lot of the recipes, like a fully baked loaf of bread, a smoothie, jello, salads, all of that gets cooked in these skillets. I just can't get over it. What are you cooking, by the way, buddy? You see? He's making a pear pie in a skillet. Anyway, yeah, so I'm living my IDGAF-core dreams, and I hope you will too if you aren't already. You know, if you want to stick to a theme, I get it. I've been there, I've done that, and I'll probably do it again. But right now, sticking to a theme isn't working for me, and I just want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, like I said. Hey, yeah, so obviously failure core got to me yet again, but in a different way, and my TMJ, my good old jaw problem that has been going on for like 3 weeks now or more, I don't know at this point, it got to me and I could not talk the whole time I was doing all this building. So here we are, speeding it up, and I'm talking to you from the future or from the past by the time, you know, you see this. Help! It's still not better. Like, I mean, it's better because I have seen my wonderful magical chiropractor, but it's to the point where, you know, I can talk this much, but how much? Hopefully enough to get this voiceover done. So yeah, here we are awkwardly alone together while you watch the speed build, which is probably terrible. Listen, I could talk about the build, but I honestly don't have anything to say about it because I don't remember what I did. It's been like a week since I did that, and I probably blacked out while I did that. Also, I'm not even watching it while I'm recording this, so like, who fucking knows what you're seeing? Probably me being stupid because I didn't cut anything out. I just, you know, it's all in there, all the mistakes, all the dumb, all the going back and forth and indecisiveness. I hope you're happy. I hope you like it. So yeah, we don't really have like that to talk about, but I guess we could talk about my trauma with dead fish. I don't know, I think I've mentioned it before that like I just have this this thing with fish. It's just funny how things can impact your brain, and like years later, you know, this is such a mild like stupid silly little thing. Like if we're really gonna talk about like quote trauma and like all that shit and like what it does to you, this is like such a mild dumb case of it, but it just goes to show that even things that seemingly shouldn't be that big of a deal can impact you. And what does that go to say for the, what does that say for the like big things, you know? Holy shit, no wonder We are all so fucked up, you know? So I don't know why I'm going on that tangent. I was really just going to tell you about the fish because I still to this day, it's been like 6 years and I still have dreams because of these dead fish. Oh, my jaw just popped. Holy shit. I can't even wear my glasses. Literally the other night, it was acting up so much and I was so hungry. Don't worry, we'll get back to the fish in a second. I was so hungry and we didn't have any ice cream because I was like, that's probably the only thing I could eat right now. And I couldn't eat fucking normal food. Like, I tried to eat pasta. I was like, if I just make some pasta, I can eat that, surely. No, it was killing me. Like, every few bites, it was this huge painful pop. But we didn't have popsicles. Now, obviously, when you have TMJ, you can't just, like, eat a popsicle normally. So I put it in a bowl in the microwave and melted it and ate it like soup. It was pretty good. Don't judge me. Improvisation is a skill. Okay, so back to my fish. I don't know why I've always like beaten around the bush about where I used to work. I mean, one of the places that I used to work, it was PetSmart. Yeah, it was fucking PetSmart. Like, I could say a lot about that. Oh god, I feel another tangent coming on. Liz, stay focused. It's a terrible company. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We won't. Listen, if you work at PetSmart currently, don't feel bad. I did that for like 4 years in total. And yes, they aren't great, and there's a lot of problems to be said about big box corporate pet stores, like a lot. But if you are doing your best to do the best for the animals there, and you're getting paid, and you're working well, then good for you. You know, I've been there, done that too. So yeah, I was in that situation. Like, the first 3 years I worked at PetSmart in a different one, I was a pet trainer, and that was way better. But shit happened. I went on to do dog training other places. This is the Cliff Notes version of the story. Got burnt out by dog training and came back to a different, bigger PetSmart and got hired as a manager. Not the general manager, thankfully. I would never at that place. I do that now at my small store and it's fine. But at PetSmart, no. I was one of the small managers, okay? Essentially, when I took over, this other girl left, and she was really good at taking care of all the fish tanks and the fish and keeping all the chemicals balanced in the water and making sure everything was Humpty Dumpty, okay? Well, this other guy took over her position when I got hired, and then I took over a different management position, right? Because there's like different types of managers at PetSmart. His job then was to do what she was doing and keep all the fucking fish alive, right? Well, he didn't fucking do that, you know? And me, my job didn't really require me to know all that shit. And honestly, here's the fun fact, y'all. They don't teach you that shit anyway. When you get hired as a manager at PetSmart, the instructions you get for like how to take care of all these animals is basically nothing. In fact, they actively tell you to Google stuff. Like, you just need to start going and Googling stuff. I got in trouble once because this lady like complained I didn't know how to help her turtle. And, you know, they were like, yeah, she wrote a bad review, like, you just gotta be Googling stuff about this. I'm like, fucking hell, excuse me? See why I left? You see? Like, what do you even start Googling? There's so many things. There's so many types of animals. There's so many problems. There's so many types of fish. There's so many details that go into all this stuff. It's just a hot fucking mess. Anyway, this guy was not doing his job with the fishies. Have you ever been in a PetSmart? Well, they have these giant tanks of goldfish, okay? And the goldfish in these giant tanks aren't meant to be pets. They're meant to be food for bigger fish or other things that eat fish, okay? If you want a pretty goldfish, you can go get one from one of the smaller tanks where they sell the pretty goldfish, okay? But the big bulk tanks of bulk amounts of goldfish, those are for food. Like, those are meant to be fed to other things. And so there's a fuck ton of them in there, obviously, because people buy a ton at a time. And there's two sizes. There's the tanks with the smaller baby goldfish, and then there's the tanks with the slightly bigger goldfish. Depending on what you're feeding, determines what size goldfish you might need, right? The bigger ones are like, I don't know, a couple inches long or more. They're pretty big. I mean, they're not huge, but they're like bigger than your thumb, probably, you know, like somewhere in there. Anyway, those tanks, the goldfish tanks, were the ones that were suffering the most from this man's neglect. And they kept dying, like, not all at once, but there were just, like, there were too many dead ones too often. And one day I showed up and I was gonna be the only manager in the store for a while. You know, that happens a lot. And I kid you not, all of those fish were dead. All of those goldfish, the big ones, were dead. There's hundreds of them, okay? This isn't like a few. There's hundreds of dead goldfish, the big ones. Now, obviously this looks fucking bad, okay? For the customers and for everybody. There's just buttloads of dead fish. So when they die, you're supposed to take them out of the tank. Yeah, but there was so fucking many, you know, like, so there I am, just me. And I don't even work in this department. You know, like, I kind of was everywhere. Like, I did a little bit here and there everywhere, but I didn't know how to do, you know, like, this was not my job. So there I was, doing my best to just scoop buckets and buckets of dead fish out of this tank, you know? And I did, but there were so many and they were so heavy, and I'll never forget the feeling of how heavy those bags were, like with all those dead fish in it. You know? And it was pretty gross. It wasn't like horribly gross because they hadn't been dead super long. It's just seeing all those little dead bodies and faces, you know, it's just not nice. I'm sensitive to this shit. I don't know what to tell you. Like, not as bad as some people are, but I don't like it, you know? And you may think, oh yeah, well that'll give you the bad dreams. No. That wasn't the end of it. The problem was, someone also talked me into, at some point before I left this horrendous hellscape of a place, someone talked me into getting my own little fish, you know? And I had my own little fish in his own little tank at home. And he lived for a good while after I quit this awful place, you know? I made him as happy as I could. He had more room than he needed. You know, he had the filter, he had all the good food, he had all the sinks to hide in, he had the right lights that, you know, could go on and off, and he was living his best life. But, you know, they do get old, and he got old, and he got this thing. I know I cannot remember what it's called. It's been like 6 years. But he got sick, and I was doing all of this research, like, is this something I can fix? Because I know there's things you can do for some situations. This was not something you could fix. This was something you had to either wait for them to die or euthanize them. Yes, you can euthanize a fish. And he had already been acting pretty pitiful for a while, and I didn't want to let him keep suffering. So one day when I was off work, I decided I gotta do it. I gotta do it. You know, it's not humane to flush them, y'all. Don't do that. Like, they're gonna live down there and they're not gonna have anywhere to go or anything to eat. Like, they're just gonna suffer. Don't flush them. You know, the most humane thing is to either smack them really hard with something and kill them instantly, or to use clove oil. And I just couldn't bring myself to smack him. You know, I just couldn't do it. Or freeze him. You know, that also just seemed really fucked up. I went down to the little store where they, you know, sell essential oils and shit, and there's this dude bro in there. I'm like, hey dude, where's your clove oil? And he's like, here it is. And I checked out, I paid for it, and then I don't know what came over me. I just kind of looked at him as I was walking out and said, I gotta go kill a fish. And I did. I went home, and what you're supposed to do is put them in a bowl with a little bit of it to make them go to sleep first so they don't experience the dying. It's like when they euthanize a dog. First they put it to sleep, literally just sleeping, and then they do the lethal injection so they don't experience the real deal. Just like with prisoners. Why are we getting into that, Liz? Come on. Same thing with fish, you know, if you want to be super humane. That experience was possibly more traumatizing than the goldfish because it just seemed to take for fucking ever. Like, it took forever for him to go to sleep. And then, you know, you put him in a smaller bowl with more clove oil in it, more condensed, more concentrated clove oil. And then they die, you know, but it just was so, like, it just seemed, I didn't know if I was doing it right. It was stressful. I was watching my little son just perish slowly, you know. But he did, and it was fine. It was fine. And then we made the mistake of putting the little, like, container that I had mixed the clove oil into the dishwasher. Y'all, never fucking do that. If you don't want to smell clove oil for weeks, don't put any containers that have had clove oil in them into the dishwasher, because it'll be the only thing you smell in your kitchen for days to come. This has been a PSA. So anyway, those are the two, like, quote, traumatizing fish experiences I had, and ever since then, I just occasionally have these dreams about fish. Sometimes it's not even fish, it's like other pets, but normally it's fish. And in these dreams, you know, they're always different, of course, but the same vibe remains, which is that in these dreams, I realize that I either like a lot of times I'll find out that, oh my god, I have this fish that I haven't been feeding. I can't remember the last time I gave it food. It's fucking dying, and I will like rush to feed, and the fish is like starving, like it's so excited to get food, you know, it's so eager. Like this has happened so many times in my dreams. No, I never forgot to feed my fish. I did it twice a day on the dot because I'm OCD. I'm gonna go above and beyond to make that thing happy. I mean, I'm worried about my fucking squishmallows if they're suffocating under each other, so obviously I'm gonna feed my fish. And yet my dream, because of all this dead shit, you know, in my dreams sometimes there's tons of fish. There's like all these little stupid containers they're in, and I'm like, oh my god, why have they been in all these stupid little containers? Why aren't they happy? And there's shit growing in the water, you know, like it's nasty water. No one's been taking care of the water. No one's been feeding them. They're all starving. And I'll be like changing the tank or like trying to find enough tanks for all these fish, and all these gross, sometimes really gross fish are just there, and they're all in these nasty tanks, and I'm like, where am I gonna put them? Sometimes I have a huge tank and there's like scary fish in there. Other times it's just like one, you know, one fish that I've neglected. But there's just all these variations of like neglected, sad, dying fish, but they're alive, but they're miserable. You know, it's just I don't know why I decided to talk about that, but I needed to tell you, you know. It's been almost 6 years and I still occasionally have these dreams. Now, overall, it's gotten better. Like, I have them way less often than I used to, but it's just funny. Every now and then I'll have one where it's like, oh, yep, Liz, there's your fish that you haven't fed for like 2 weeks. For some reason, it's still alive. It wouldn't be in real life, probably. Why do our brains do that? You know, it manifested that way for me in my dreams, even though that's not even what happened. Like, you would think I would dream about having to scoop all those dead fish out again, but it's not like in the movies. You know, your brain doesn't do that. You don't have a dream of the exact same situation again. You have a dream about a different situation, but like with similar emotions or something similar that links it, right? Anyway, yeah, so I finally told you about my dead fish trauma, but I guess we should get back to crossing animals and leaf piles. Just puke those leaf piles everywhere, my friends. I did more off camera because I'm a piece of shit. I don't know what we expected. I mean, I should have expected nothing more from myself. But yeah, I did some things because besties, I just, it's been a week, it's been a rough week, and it's only like fucking Thursday, you know, and that's never a good sign when it's been a week on Thursday. But I did some more things, and you know, you gotta call a video done eventually. It's probably not even gonna be that long of a video. I don't know, you know, I don't know, because I haven't edited it yet. I'm not even done with it yet. But we gotta call the builds done for now, just for the sake of things, even though they're not. In fact, I want to keep going. I want to keep decorating and expanding on these areas we have done, that I have done. But for now, we'll call it here, and you'll get to see more when it happens, which may be soon. Me wanting to decorate my Animal Crossing island in September of 2023. What is going on? So I fixed up the shops, you know, we did some stuff for now. Again, I just want to say, you know, like everything is gonna look better when I do the areas around them and behind them, especially for the rooftop views, the overlooks. You know, there's nothing back there right now or beside the shop. So once like everything is expanded, which I can't wait to do, I don't know what it's gonna be, I have no plans, and that's the best way to live. But once, you know, that's done, it'll look even better. But I'll just show you what we got for now, you know, why not? So here at the cranny, we have stuff, you know, we have some stuff, we have things for sale. We have barrels because we love barrels. The sad thing was I could not put a car up front because the hedges and the car combined there was no room to walk, and we can't have that. We like to be able to walk. So I just stuck one right here for now. I do need to do like the areas over here. Like I want to put like something over here. Now I haven't done this rooftop yet. I need to. That's exciting. We'll get to do the RS rooftop soon. But yeah, I'll kind of spiff this up over here. There's not like obviously much room, but we'll see. But for now, I stuck that car there, stuck down some leaf piles. And then I finally got like some color coordination going. You know, we have a little market situation. You can come buy things. Isn't it cute? Aren't these colors sexy together? Just delicious, truly. I could not figure out what to put here. I had like no small items, like items you can set on things. So I had to go get some and make some. Like, look at me crafting. Incredible. And then over here we have trash, because trash is beautiful and sexy in Animal Crossing. You cannot change my mind. We have some fruit because I don't have the veggies to make a veggie basket yet. I wanted it to be veggies. I'll probably change it out when I get some veggies. I just don't have any veggies. I do have boxes with veggies on them. So yeah, obviously like all of this is not done. This is like a tree nursery, a growing area for trees over here. So it'll look even cuter when we expand. But for now, we do have a rooftop now. I don't like this rooftop as much as Abel's. We'll get to Abel's in a minute, but it's okay. Like, I think I'll just show you. Like, here it is. Like, it's just a little kind of hangout spot on this side, you know? Like, you can just kind of come out here and hang out. There's canned coffee for you. Freaking Maggie is always wearing that ugly ass fucking outfit, and I keep telling her not to. Anyway, like, this is okay. This is a vibe. Like, I would come out here and hang, and someday we will have a beautiful view in the distance in the background, but not today. I just think this spot is missing a little something. I just don't know what that something is yet. When I see it, I will know. Like, that item is going to show up one day and I'm going to be like, that's what it needs, but it's fine. For now, it looks okay. So this is a cranny, you know, it's pretty cute, pretty fun, pretty silly. I'm liking how it looks like a real town now, like a real little village, a real place you could live. And let's just look at this beautiful, scrumptious little path again, which I need to expand. It just ends. The area on the left that we're about to see just freaking ends as well, but it's okay. You gotta end it somewhere. On this side, we have a random ass car as well, and I think Abel's looks pretty cute. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. I love them. They're just fuzzy guys, you know? They're just like something out of a Dr. Seuss book, but like better, you know, not as creepy. So we do have a car over here, so that's exciting, and we have trash again because I can't not use trash. I just can't, like, and it makes sense, you know, like, and I like to think that the expansion of this building of Abel's is like their house, you know, like there's a whole first floor back down there that they live in, and then we'll just go to the rooftop. Isn't it cute? Isn't it fun? I just think, you know, maybe they do they're hanging their laundry up here. They have a board. Isn't that the cutest thing? The laundry board. I've never used that before. I can't believe it. And they can just sit up here and chill and hang out. I just think it's cute. It's just simple. And listen, y'all, I gotta say I'm proud of myself because I never leave like spaces open. And especially on the other side, on Nook's side, I left like spaces open. Like, I could have put something right here where I'm standing, but I did not. That's crazy. I am trying not to be completely cluttered everywhere, but still filled up enough to look lived in and realistic, you know? That's the balance, the goal, the vibe we're trying to get to. Again, a view will be in place eventually, but it's still cute, you know, still cute. And then this path, we finally did the left side, although it does end abruptly on the far left. But here's what we did. There is a bamboo basket. There's some little spooky towers scattered amongst the trees. We love a maple pond stone. I think I'll be using more of those. And we just have some fun, zesty fall things around. And I just love this leaf path. It's so beautiful. That's Colin's leaf path, by the way, if you need it. I'll hopefully put codes in the description. Hopefully Liz remember. But yeah, look, it just cuts off. It just fucking cuts off right here because I'm a failure. I'm a piece of shit idiot. But you know what? We all gotta have a little bit of failure core in us, you know? But now look, we have both sides of the street and it's so fun and cute. What do we think of the sand colored pathing, you guys? I know we don't normally use sand colored pathing for fall, but I just kind of thought, why not try it? I'll probably use the gray version of my path in other areas. But for now, this is fun. Hi, Ketchup. Hey, girl. Hey. Does she fit the theme? Do I just need to keep her? Like, I don't even know anymore. Isn't she too red? But now that we have like red stuff, I'm like, I guess it kind of works, but she's like a different shade of red than everything. Overthinker alert, overthinker alert. Liz, stop being an idiot. I just can't. I can't stop. So yeah, one day I will do this, you know, maybe I'll do this next. I'll do this rooftop. and I'll make this continue and do stuff with my life. It's so pretty, even just undecorated, because of the golden colors and the trees. Oh, scrumptious and delicious. But yeah, that's the area, friends. Thanks for hanging out for whatever the hell this was. I don't even know. I mean, it's truly IDGAF-core. You know, it's just, I don't give a fuck, and it's so true. I really don't. One day we'll get the beaches. I need to move my house and change the color from green, because that no longer makes as much sense as it did initially. Anyway, tell me in the comments, are you gonna try IDGAF-core? And if so, what is that going to look like for you? I'm very curious. I hope more people do this. It's very important. It's a very important agenda that we spread across the world. I really think so. Everyone just stop giving a fuck. Have a snazzy time zone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.